Dog Culture Review and Ginger Billy team up to show you some of the shortcomings of dog culture. So here we have the Ginger Billy YouTube channel and a video. Now, I used to think this guy was pretty funny, but I don't think so anymore. So let me show you why. Here we have a video where he just blabbers on about being a dad and how terrible it is to have a kid. And now it's kind of funny, but there's an underlying problem. So allow me to illustrate and let me know what you think.
Your hands off your wee wee and quit twisting it like that, all right? You're making me hurt, and it ain't right for you to be putting your giblets up above your wee wee. Baby, come here and tell him to quit doing this. Son, it might get stuck like that, all right? And no girl is gonna want a feller who's got his little paws up above his weenie. Now quit. Oh, you wanna be Spider-Man? Okay, well, Spider-Man is not a nudist. You at least gotta put on some underwear.
A nudist? You're giving him shit about being dressed, and you run around shirtless yourself.
Finally, a little bit of privacy. Daddy! Boy, did I just see you put that same finger that was in your nose in your mouth? Are you really growling at me right now? Dude, is that not like your fifth sucker in 10 minutes? Hey, son, look, I need to know right now, are you hungry? Because I don't want you screaming at bedtime you want something to eat. Okay, so you want soup. That's what you want. You want soup. I will cook soup. Not soup. Oh, no.
Yeah, and it wasn't cooked either. It was bullshit in the microwave. So he goes to take a dump and complains that his kid comes in there. He's complaining that his kid's eating too many suckers. You know, this is all the stuff that goes along with being a dad. And I get it, it's kind of funny. As the big brother of lots of siblings, I can kind of relate. But the whole problem is, when it comes to dogs, this guy would not act that way. If the dog came in the bathroom, he would say, "Oh my god, that's so precious." If the dog ate a bunch of stuff, he would sit there and rub up on the dog and coo over the dog. So he's making fun of his kid. He's got almost 2 million subscribers. How about giving his kid some credit? Like at the end of this video, if he would have said, "Okay, I just made fun of my son, but I really love him. He's my boy. He's helped me stay grounded in life, and he's an important part of my life, and I love him, and I want to do the best for him, and I just made fun of him a lot, but really these challenges are important to learn things as a dad and grow as a person." If he would have said something like that, that would have made this video a little bit more acceptable. But he just yammers on about this and that, and all of this stuff that he's complaining about. He's the one that has control of it. He's the dad. So let's go to the end of the video. I'll show you the main reason that this bothers me. Okay, here we go.
Secret weapon. Hey, bud, come here. Let's take your night-night medicine.
What the?
Okay. Yeah, so he's talking about giving the kid Benadryl so the kid will just go to bed so he doesn't have to deal with all these fatherly things. Yeah. But when it comes to this guy's dogs, how does he talk about his dogs?
Hello, Mark. So 3 months ago, my pit bull that I'd had for 10 years died of cancer. His name was Diesel. And to say that I love Diesel would be an understatement. Me and my wife treated Diesel like he was a child with fur. And you see, Diesel was there with me and my family through so many important stages of our life. When I got Diesel as a puppy...
Well, hang on a second. He was there? Like he flew in from Texarkana on his own dime to save you? No, your son was there and your wife was there. You just happened to own a dog. You owned the dog while you blabbered around about a bunch of complaints about your little kid. But now that your dog passed away, all of a sudden this dog is the only thing that helped you pull through all this? Okay.
Puppy, I had just come clean from 6 years of drug addiction. I was addicted to pain pills. I was working out in the gym, and this guy brings this little pit bull puppy into the gym. And I just knew I had to have that puppy. I was going through withdrawals. I was ill. I was mad. I was depressed. I had a lot of different feelings coming off of drugs. But that little pit bull puppy helped me.
Whoa. So you were completely emotionally compromised, drug addict, hanging out in the gym, and somehow this pit bull puppy swooped in and saved you from all that. That sounds pretty sketchy. And also, you're emotionally compromised. You're getting yourself a pit bull puppy. You're saying that you just knew you had to have him, but you're emotionally compromised. This would be a time to look to your human friends for help. But you're saying that this pit bull puppy saved you from all of those shortcomings in your life? What about the gym owner? What about the gym membership? What about all your YouTube subscribers that filled your pockets with money so you could go to the gym and have money to be addicted to drugs so you could get off of drugs? Like, so many humans in your life helped you out of that point, and you're going to run your mouth for like nearly 9 minutes in this video about how some pit bull puppy, that pit bull puppy, there he was there, he saved me. Uh, I mean, that's fine. You can be all into pit bulls if you want, but how come you don't talk like this about your kid and your wife? And another point here, why do pit bull owners and dog owners need constant confirmation? Like, just say that you had a pit bull dog and you're sad that he died and move on with it. Why do you need so many people to cry alongside you when your dog passes away after 10 years?
Through all that. When me and my wife got married at our home, Diesel was there. The day me and my wife brought our newborn son home, we opened the door and there was Diesel standing there with his tail just a wiggling. He couldn't wait.
Of course, he was standing there. He's trapped inside your house. You see, again, you are acting as if this dog flew in from Sri Lanka, hitchhiked from frickin' Texarkana, bicycled across California just to come save you when you had a newborn. He was right there. There he was. There he was. Right, because you put him in your house. Let me show you a little something here. So I'm going to keyword search the transcript and check it out. This guy mentions the name of the dog just like what? Oh, 26 times. Okay, let's put in the word son, my son. Okay, well, 11 times. So you see, he's just blabbering on about his dog, his dog, his dog, his dog. Now let me type in the word wife. Is he going to talk about his wife helping him through all this stuff? Okay, we got 9 results. So this dog is just the only thing that helped him. What about giving credit to your fellow humans? What about lifting up your wife and son in this whole story? And even when he does talk about his wife, we do have some results in his little speech here. It's all to say that the dog was the protector. Protector, protector, protector. Like, watch this. Type in the word protect. See, he just calls the dog the protector. Why does this dude need a dog to protect his wife and kids? He looks like a pretty healthy, strong male person. Why does he need a dog to protect his wife and kid? You got an AR-15 rifle for home protection, according to your videos. Why do you need a dog as a protector? That's just a false label, calling your dog a protector. Your wife was protecting your kid. You were protecting your kid, not the dog. The dog was just there getting attention. Well, enough of that part. Let's skip a part here. So he gets a new dog. They call the dog Bane. And so he yammers on about the new dog. He doesn't say, oh, thank you for putting up with me, wife. Thank you for putting up with me. But he tells a story about I got the dog at the junkyard or the dump. We found him at the dump. But it doesn't look like a dump. It looks like you're at a humane society over there in the Carolinas where they have constant pit bull fighting rings getting broke up. So for like 4, almost 5 minutes, they get the dog in the car. They're going to be all super patient. Oh, we'll get him in the front seat. Oh, poor boy, he's been through so much. Huh. You don't talk like that about your kid when he's jumping around on the couch or needing help getting dressed. You complain about it. But yet this dog, you sit here and, oh my God. And then you bring the dog home. So he brings the dog home. Here's his kid and his wife. No mention of the kid, no mention of the wife, just this.
Albino! We got him here at the house. Look at him. He's so happy. What you think, Bino? What you think, buddy? Now, he's used to living an independent lifestyle where he wasn't ever on a leash and he could do whatever he wanted. So we got to get him used to staying in the back.
Independent lifestyle. You said that he had went through a bunch of stuff and his teeth were worn down and he was all scarred up on his face. What is it? But as we see here, he's not talking about, hey, thanks to the help of my wife, hey, there's my kid helping me out with all these dogs I have in this kennel back here. Nope, he's just baby talking the dog, calling him Bano, Bano, Bano. What? I thought his name was Bane. Now you got to give him this endearing. You didn't use endearing language earlier with your son. You called him a stanky ass in your previous video. Kind of seems to me like you're like a dog breeder or something. I don't know. Yeah, but that's a separate topic. So he gets the dogs, talks about, oh, we introduce them. Um, my parents told me not to get pit bulls. You should have listened to your parents, but whatever. So, he's kind of trash talking his parents later on in this video because his parents recommended to not put the baby around pit bulls. So again, he's trash talking his parents. He's ignoring his kid, ignoring his wife, making videos, making fun of his wife. Yet when it comes to this, he's just pouring out all of this love and attention towards dogs, pretending like dogs are the best thing in his life. Yet what about his humans? This is what happens with dog culture. We slowly start worshiping dogs more and slowly start pushing humans to the side. And dude, is this your kid's bedroom? This can't be your kid's bedroom. All piled up with dog beds? That's weird. Now I know what some people are saying. We got the Ginger Billy fans out there and the dog fans out there, and why am I making fun of this poor guy? Oh, well, let me show you something. This guy makes his money off making fun of people, so he can handle a little bit of whatever flack. You ever see this video? Things Snap-on tool owners say. This guy blabbers on about how Snap-on tool owners spend too much money and have these eccentric attitudes and their kids can't go to college because they blow all this money on Snap-on. Well, you could do this same video with yourself, but say pit bull dogs. Things that pit bull owners say. They baby talk their dogs, but then they make fun of their wife and kids. So there you have it. That has been my analysis of some Ginger Billy videos. And these just really show just how dog culture is. It's not this guy's fault 100%. It's society's fault. They support him and they play along with this anti-kid kind of thing. But this is also how the stereotypes of pit bull owners get created. Not by people that hate pit bulls, but people like this that supposedly love pit bulls. This guy talks about being addicted to drugs. He's not really that much into his wife and kids other than seemingly to make fun of them. He's got tattoos that make it seem cool to do drugs. And he's got beat up, roughed up, scarred up pit bulls. That's a stereotype that he's pushing out there. And with the almost 2 million subscribers, I mean, you're paid to act like a dipshit, and that's cool. That's great, actually. It's great to have comic relief. But when you have this type of influence, you should tell the truth about pit bulls. And let me tell you why you should tell the truth about pit bulls. You live over there in the Carolinas, right? Well, over there in South Carolina and areas, people are mauled and killed by pit bulls. People that watch your type of videos there, Ginger Billy, and think that dogs are just this precious thing. In South Carolina, there are tons of dog fighting rings that get busted, and the Humane Society takes these dogs and they put them back into people's homes. Man dead in North Carolina dog attack. South Carolina woman attacked by 3 dogs has arm amputated. So, I mean, look, you can be a paid dipshit and be funny, but with all the viewers that you have, you shouldn't be putting out a bunch of fake information about pit bulls, while people right there in your state are getting ended by pit bulls. In your state, in your country, you're supposed to be an American-loving, red-haired, redneck, gun-toting, 4-wheel drive, yeehaw, go America. You're supposed to be all about America, right? Well, you should put out some information that helps Americans stay alive. Clinton, South Carolina. Don't. What about this guy right here? Let's just have a look at him. So as you're pushing out this over the top love of pit bulls, this is what's happening in the background. Because people see the type of propaganda that you put out there about pit bulls on your Ginger Billy channel. And then guess what? They go and get close to pit bulls. They allow their kids to get close to pit bulls. And this happens on a regular basis. You can set your clock to this stuff that happens almost all the time. So there you have it, Ginger Billy fans, dog loving fans. What do y'all got to say about this? And what do you think about my analysis? See y'all later.